Welcome to the Wrong.
Tony and Jennifer wants to empower your family about franchise.
It really is a no-brainer. In fact, I'm getting ready to talk myself into being another group or two because I'm so excited about that. Hello, everybody. It's Tony Harris Taylor and
San Diego. Then you ran me down here in Dallas. I had.
All right. Today is Friday, August the 19th, and you are here at the TJIF show with Tony and Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm good, Tony. How are you? So good to be here.
It's so good to be here. I know you are in Alabama with your parents, right?
That's right. I'm here visiting and but nonetheless had a busy week, and I know that you've had a busy week. I can sincerely say that I've seen you this week. You did the Tom DeFore podcast.
Yep.
Amazing. I listened to it on the way here.
Okay.
It was.
Did I make you
did.
proud?
You did. You made me proud. I really enjoyed that conversation and just sharing about how you can be purposeful about networking to grow your franchise. That was really spot on.
Thank you. Well, let's reintroduce ourselves. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, and I'm a sales and marketing coach with drastic results, marketing and sales coaching. By the way, I've had 3 cups of coffee this morning, so you may get anything today. I'm also a multi-unit franchisee with Network in Action, where I bring business owners together internationally to connect, network, and grow their business to make 6 figures and beyond. Who are you, Jennifer, and what do you do?
Yes, I am Jennifer Callender. I am a certified franchise consultant based out of Atlanta, Georgia. My services are extended nationwide. I help my clients get into franchise business ownership by partnering with them throughout the entire process and bringing those resources together to make that a reality. I also assist small business owners who are looking to grow and scale by transitioning to a franchise business. So that's who I am.
Wonderful. Well, we have a very special guest, Mr. Brian Woods with Neighborly, and we're excited to bring him to the table. But what was your week like this week?
Yeah, so you hit on it when you said that I'm here with my parents. So that's been my week. So just trying to, we talk about work-life balance and we talk about all those things that we have to do to kind of pour into the spaces that we need to pour into to make sure that everything's okay. And that's one of the things I'm doing this week, essentially. So, yeah, that's where I am. I'm here in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay. I've been networking this week. I have connections for you. I just got to get them off the page into the system. But
okay.
I think I've got 2 or 3 leads for you this week.
Perfect. Yay. Thank you.
Well, let's go ahead and bring our guest to the table. He's your special guest if you want to introduce him.
Yes. So we have an amazing guest today. So we have, I won't reveal his name, but if you are looking for an opportunity in home services, this is your man. So I'm going to if we can bring him to the stage so he can introduce himself. Hi, Brian.
Hello. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Tony.
How are you?
Good.
Brian, why don't you introduce yourself to our guests and we can go ahead and get started with the conversation.
Sounds good. My name is Brian Woods. I am the Group Vice President for Neighborly Brands. We are the largest franchisor of home services. We like to consider ourselves the hub of home services, where we have over 45 years of experience in repairing, enhancing, or maintaining the home. We have currently 17 brands that we franchise in North America. We have 29 brands across 9 countries. And I currently manage the franchise development for 6 of our brands in repair. So that includes Mr. Rooter, which is a plumbing franchise. Mr. Electric is an electrical repair franchise. Mr. Appliance is an appliance repair franchise. I also manage Dryer Vent Wizard, which cleans and installs dryer vents. Precision Door, which repairs garage doors, and then last but not least, AirServe, which is a heating and cooling franchise. And I've been with Neighborly now for about a year, and just looking forward to having the conversation.
Great, great, great. And so those names, I can definitely resonate with a few of those. So can you share with us out of the under your umbrella? So you have 6 or so under your umbrella. So which ones are kind of like your standout brands, or are they all of them? Navigate us through that.
Well, they're all standout brands if you ask me, because they are in different sectors of home improvement and home repair.
Yes.
With Mr. Appliance, one of the things about Mr. Appliance is that, there's no real competition when it comes to franchising concepts for appliance repair. So we have a unique competitive advantage when it comes to Mr. Appliance. Mr. Rooter is one of our longer and oldest standing franchises with Neighborly. I mean, we have been around for over 40 years franchising with Mr. Rooter, which is, one of the leading plumbing franchises out there. AirServe, right? That's probably one of the, hottest, no pun intended, franchising concepts now, right? We just came out of one of the hottest summers on record, where there was over 100 million people under heat advisories, right? Which really puts on a lot of infrastructure out there. So that business has been really, really strong. A lot of people being very, very successful there. And then Precision Garage Door, that's one of our, stronger brands. We recently acquired that brand about a year and a half ago. And they have been, at the top in regards to garage door repair and installation. So, all of the Dryer Vent Wizard is a unique niche brand, right? Because they are heating and repairing dryer vents. But I don't know if people know that there is a, dryer vent fire every 36 minutes in the United States. And it's one of the leading causes of fires at the home. So this is something that's really needed in regards to maintaining and securing the safety of your home. So Dryer Vent Wizard is one that's really been taken off as well. We acquired them back in 2020. So again, Neighborly has continued to be aggressive on the acquisition front to make sure we shore up a lot of different services that we don't have currently with home services.
That's great. And then I read an article about, the home service industry during the pandemic.
Yes.
So everyone was at home, if you can imagine that. So all of these projects were happening. So can you talk about what was happening across your brands during the pandemic?
Absolutely. It's one of the things we found is that 2/3 of all homeowners actually called someone to come do a project in their home during the pandemic. This was a report from Boston Consulting Group that said that. And we see all the different projects that were coming in, from painting, getting shelves put in, getting that bathroom cleaned up, right? So a lot of the projects that were probably put off prior to the pandemic, people had more time at home, right? And then from a repair perspective, now that you have more people at home, more things are being used, right? At first, that microwave was only being used once in the evening, right before dinner. Now that microwave is being used, 2 or 3 times a day for breakfast and lunch. So the more usage of your appliances went up, which as a result required more repair. So the home services space has almost been recession resistant, and part of that is because there's been a huge transition from, do it yourself to have someone do it for me, where a lot more people are trying to value that free time instead of taking that weekend and trying to fix a sink, right? They'll rather have someone come do it and save that time to be with family and friends. Another thing we're seeing is that the average age of a home is increasing, right? The average age of a home is now almost 39 years old. So as a result of that, that means there are more opportunities for things that needs to be updated, repaired, or even fixed. And then obviously we're seeing a huge rise in population. And as a result of the population forecast, we see another 10 million homes being added, over the next 5 years. So that means that is more opportunities for home services. So again, the pandemic, was bad on a lot of fronts. From the home services space, it really created a lot of opportunities for us to thrive.
Yeah, that's great. And then when you think about what your services are, are. Everybody has these microwaves, dishwashers. I mean, this is just business that needs to happen because this is so prevalent throughout households, homes, garage doors, all of that, right?
Mhm.
So if you're thinking about getting in home services, this is the space to be in to become successful. So now that we've come through the pandemic, has things leveled off as far as the successes you saw through the pandemic? And now, I don't think we're totally through the pandemic. It's just something we're gonna have to manage through. So now that we're here, what does that look like?
Yeah, we're still going really strong, right? One of the things that we also had going for us during the pandemic was from a franchising perspective, there were a lot of franchise concepts that pretty much stopped growth, right? You had
Mm-hmm.
gym franchises and a lot of places that were brick and mortar where, no one was going into buildings, right? So a lot of the growth for some of those concepts went down. And as a result of a lot of our concepts that don't need that brick and mortar location, we got a lot of extra traffic and interest in our concepts. Now that the pandemic is over and things are opening up, and now people are more comfortable with going out and going to places, we are seeing more competition come on in the forms of restaurants, in the forms of gyms and things like that. So competition is much higher. When you look at some of the franchising forecasts, people are seeing a little reduction in growth in regards to the current environment. Right now, we're in a inflationary environment. There's been a lot of uncertainty of us maybe going into a recession. You could see the actual interest rates starting to increase a little bit, but everything that we see is pointing to the right time, which is now to start a business.
Yeah.
We have a lot of franchisors that started a lot of businesses back in 2008 and 2009, when that was probably one of the last big economic turns. And we have a lot of people who were very successful starting a business there and still successful to this day. So we continue to tell our franchise candidates that, yes, it's a couple of uncertainties in the environment, but this is the best time right now to go into your business for yourself.
So I have a question on that. Excuse me. One of my aha moments, and I do want to be transparent here. Jennifer and I mission is to educate minorities specifically, everybody, but minorities specifically on franchising. And one of my big ahas when I bought my franchise was there are part-time franchises out there, home-based franchises out there, because I had only associated franchising with brick and mortar storefronts and burgers and chicken. And so my question is, sounds like most of your brands are home-based. Am I right about that?
Well, most of our brands, you can work from the home. We have, like I said, 17 brands. There may be one or two that may require actual commercial office space, but yeah, the majority of our brands, they get started at the home. And depending on the growth and the way you expand your business, you may decide to transition out of the home and get a larger office that can, accommodate a team of 8 or 10 as you're getting more customer sales reps and more technicians on the road. It may be more beneficial to go to that route. But yes, when you start off, a lot of our owners start off at the home.
And at the home means a service truck to start off with, and then you stem from there.
Yes, and that means that home office. So, typically a lot of our franchise owners are what we call an executive owner. So they're not the ones that's actually in the trucks. They're not the actual technicians. They are the one managing the business from the home, right? They are calling on businesses. They're doing their local marketing. They're going out into the community and building relationships to help, build and market their business. But the technician, depending on where that technician is, they can take the truck and either have it at their own home, or you could just leave it at your house, whatever is.
I think that's important, Brian, what you just touched on, because a lot of people that are entertaining these types of businesses think that they need to have that experience.
Yes.
But at the foundational level, they're just managing a team, and they're plugging into the network, their local communities, to make sure that they can promote the business.
Yeah. And with my brands in particular, that's my biggest thing, because I have a lot of the repair brands, right? So those brands like plumbing, HVAC, right? Electrical, a lot of those require licenses and a lot of technical, background. So I'm always telling, candidates, I'm telling franchise brokers and consultants that we are not looking for, HVAC technicians. We're not looking for electricians. Now, if someone wants to come in and start a business, that's fine, but we're looking for that executive model, someone who can come in and run the business and not be in the business, right?
Yeah.
Someone who can manage and motivate a team, someone who can, manage to the numbers, understand the forecast and the budget. So someone very entrepreneurial, very savvy from a business perspective is the kind of candidates that we're looking for our brands.
Someone who can network.
And someone who can network. The best networkers, who can go into their communities and let everyone know that they're in business and they have a lot of good campaigns going, they are the most successful.
That's right. That's right. So what does the total investment look like on average across the brands? Because that becomes a question as well. And then what are some of the highlights of things that you get with that total investment?
Absolutely. So obviously with 17 brands, the investment is going to, vary. But,
Vary.
on average, you're probably looking anywhere between $100,000 to $175,000 is your average investment. So, that's the range. And, you get a lot, with the franchise model. And this is what we really try to let our candidates know. I mean, we have over 45 years of experience in the home services industry. So the first thing you're going to get is access to our customer base, right? We have over 10 million customers that use Neighborly on a day-to-day basis across the country and in Canada. So if you're opening up a franchise in your area, right, any other Neighborly franchise concept that's in your territory, you're going to have access to those customers. So that is a place where you already start with your marketing, right? You can start marketing to those customers right there. We have a marketing team of 120 professionals, right? That's specializes in digital content, advertising, right? So we have a lot of marketing support in addition to that to help our franchise owners. We have a top-notch operations team, which gives them, guidance and mentorship on how to set their budget, how to successfully and effectively run their business, track to the brand standards that we want them to. You also get technology. A lot of the technology that we use is applicable and exclusive to our brands. So you get that technology platforms to help you manage your business, give the end customer a really good experience as they actually use any of the Neighborly services. So that's just a few to name.
And then, so what's on tap for Neighborly? If you look 5-10 years from now, what innovative things have been happening that you can share about?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I can't share anything in detail, but what I will say is that we'll continue to be aggressive on the acquisition front, right? Every time we are looking at, our suite of brands, we're always trying to see what don't we have. And for the things we do have, are there opportunities to strengthen those franchise concepts? Yes. So we will continue to be aggressive on expansion and growth from an organic perspective as well as an inorganic perspective and trying to grow our brands, right? Our biggest thing is to be that hub of home services, very similar to how we view Amazon as that marketplace, right? When you go to Amazon and you type in something you want to, you'll pull up, you get it, and then you move on. So we want Neighborly to be like that Amazon when you come in and you type in, I need my windows cleaned, right? Window Genie will come up and you can just on the site schedule your appointment and get your service done just like that. So we're going to continue to invest in technology that allows us to do that. And then we're going to always continue to invest in our people, right? Because we are, your people is the most important asset that you have. So we're going to continue to develop and grow our teams and our leaders so that we are positioned to be able to take that next step in the next 3 to 5 years.
And I want to go back to Tony was touching on the diversity front.
Yes.
So what's happening with Neighborly across any diversity initiatives? And are you having any issues with, I know that there are issues with labor. So the qualified technicians and all of that, and how you're being creative about reaching and making sure that pipeline stays full.
Yes. So from the diversity front, Neighborly is committed to diversity and inclusion. And since I've been with Neighborly for the past year, I have actually been the co-chair of our diversity and inclusion committee within Neighborly. So we have some strategic initiative that's really been targeting the recruitment of diverse candidates. So, you know, a lot of the things we do, for instance, I am a part of the Black Leadership Franchise Council with IFA, where I am, you know, speaking on panels and being a part of their Open for Opportunity events, where I have the opportunity to get the word out about franchising in, you know, underserved communities and people of color, because a lot of times many diverse, you know, candidates and professionals might not know that much about franchising. So I think the biggest thing is really trying to increase awareness within those communities that this is an opportunity for them, right? So the way we do that is continuing to get in the front of the right qualified, you know, diverse candidates. Just a couple of weeks ago, I participated in the Big Ten Black Alumni Network Entrepreneurship Fair, right? So this was a fair in Chicago where all African American alumni of the Big Ten colleges, that's University of Michigan, that's where I went to school, go Blue, you know, Northwestern, Ohio State, Iowa, et cetera. All these alumni would come and we networked, and then we also had a chance to try to recruit folks who were in corporate America but was looking to transition out and start their own business.
That's
so,
right.
you know, trying to get ourselves into the right audiences, and also working with the National Black MBA organization. And Jennifer may be coming to Atlanta in the next couple
That's
weeks.
right. That's right.
Working with the National Black Association's conference, where they have over 350 plus members, where they're going to have an entrepreneurship conference. And we're in the process of trying to create a panel that's going to talk about franchising, the benefits of franchising, you know, financing. So, you know, having that opportunity to continue to get in front of the right audiences for those African American entrepreneurs is going to be good. Another thing is working with, you know, franchise candidates, franchise coaches and consultants like you, Jennifer, like trying to work with that community to help us identify, you know, those kind of candidates, right? And, you know, working with incentive structures that will motivate, you know,
That's right.
those coaches to go after and identify, you know, African American, Hispanic women candidates for us to, you know, bring into our fold. And lastly, I'll just say we also like to work with our existing African American entrepreneurs or franchise owners in our current network, where we have something called Neighbors Like You. And if you're an existing owner and you refer someone to be a neighborly franchise owner, and they actually become one, they get a commission, right? So we're working on trying to boost that amount for African American and diverse candidates, that if you bring one of those candidates to us and they close, you actually get more. So you got to put your money where your mouth is to get the, you know, behavior and the required results that you're looking for in these efforts.
That's right. That's right. And I know you're familiar with the J3 Collaborative, which I'm a part of. That's our
Yeah.
main focus. And Tony and I, that's our main focus. So there are a number of collaborations that are forming
Yep.
to make sure that we're bringing this message out about, you know, ownership of franchises and the incentives around that.
Yep. And I just wanted to, on one of your last questions about the, you know, the labor, right? Just quickly on that. Neighborly is one of the first franchisors to be creating a apprenticeship program, you know, and this really impacts my brands in repair because, you know, it's really hard to get skilled technicians in plumbing, HVAC, and so on.
That's
so
right.
We are now working with Department of Labor to create apprenticeship programs where we'll be bringing people in to get trained. And this then starts to help, you know, supply that talent for these franchise owners that need them in those skilled positions.
That's so needed. And I'm going to stay close to you on that development as well, because I think, you know, as much as we can do to make sure the word gets out about that program, we want to do that and support as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I have contacts already in my mind we need to meet. And so
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Make connections. Every program you said is phenomenal. And
Yes.
I'm just impressed that Neighborly is embracing all of those programs, very smart on their part. And I definitely want to get with you because I know people, places, and things that can help you to get gold stars, sir.
That's
Hey.
right. So, Brian, thank you so very much for spending this time with us and sharing that valuable information, and anything we can do to support, just keep us in mind. And if you're interested in Neighborly, don't hesitate to reach out to myself. I'm with FranServe, and Neighborly is one of our brands. that we promote as well. So I look forward to working with you on any neighborly brand to bring that to fruition. Thank you, Brian. Anything else you want to add?
One last plug, quickly. In
Yes.
October is our annual franchise convention in Nashville. It's called The Reunion. And we're going to have a discovery day there where people can come and not only learn more about our brands, but also get an opportunity to meet all of our franchise owners. There's going to be 3,000 to 4,000 franchise owners as well. So if anyone is interested in learning more about our brands and learning all about what Neighborly is, let's reach out. Let's get you approved to come to this discovery day and learn
That's
more.
Right. That's right. That's great.
I want to come.
I want to come too.
In Nashville.
Nashville.
Sounds like a party. So I'm going to come. You hang back in the green room because we got some stuff to talk about.
That's right. We got a meeting after the meeting.
That's right.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, just hang out with us, Brian. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Wow.
How was that?
I loved him. I knew I was going to love him when I saw him on stage at IFA.
That's right. That's
But
right.
I more importantly love Neighborly for what they are doing to get women and minorities into, especially, and we love minorities, but women, because those brands
that's right.
are natural attractions, but they're not looking for the technicians. Did y'all hear that? They're looking for the business owner who can run a business. So I love what Neighborly is doing. Thank you for bringing him to the
Yes, everybody has a house, everybody has a home. So these services are needed. So think about it like that.
Excellent.
So what do we have? We have a few announcements. Tony, I know
Yes,
you do.
I do. So the landing page is up for the Viral Networking Conference. Yay! The Viral Networking Conference is, let me see if I can share my screen. I get really fancy with this technology. Oh, good, I got it. So Viral Networking Conference is for those of you who want to learn to generate more leads to make six figures and beyond through branding, networking, speaking, and social media. We also have video marketing. We have several other speakers who are going to pour into entrepreneurs who want to go viral. Who doesn't want to go viral? And so register today. It's November 2nd through 4th. Yes, it's a 3-day event. And because we want you to immerse, VIPs are in Houston, and then general admission is online. Be in the room where stuff is happening. Everyone is guaranteed to leave with appointments. We got the record to beat is 40 appointments. So be there or be square. You're going to leave with relationships that matter. The viralnetworkingconference.com.
Put that on your calendar for sure.
Yay.
So I think that's it, Tony.
Well, one more thing. If you want to get on our list, download the 7 steps to franchise ownership. We will, and then also check if you're interested in learning more about franchising in general, Neighborly,
That's
or
right.
Network in Action. So if you want to be a leader of a Network in Action group and help grow Network in Action's brand, or consider becoming a member, because we are always connecting. Did y'all see what I did with Brian? I know people who needs to know that's what I do for a living, and everybody wins. So that's it, Jennifer.
Yes. So again, if you're interested in Neighborly, I would love to speak with you. I am a certified franchise consultant who my sole mission is to help and support you in franchise business ownership.
Excellent. So until next week, this is Tony Harris Taylor.
And this is Jennifer Callender introducing franchising for today, tomorrow, and forever. Yay! I just love that. Now, outro.
DJ, I am sure.